Well, you said that, not me.
Oh my! But no, it's been a good day one. I'm glad Captain's Draft has not disappointed at all. We've even gotten to see some of the other heroes, and as predicted, it seems like Pangolier and Dark Willow both pretty top tier, pretty highly sought after, and I think the few games they've gotten through, they've looked very
Did you
powerful.
see the Mineski game earlier with the Dark Willow?
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Ninja Boogie, Dark Willow.
That fear is actually so broken. Every time someone initiates, he just throws the fear behind the person initiation. He ignores the front line and
Probably
goes for the
catches at least
supports.
one, yeah.
And the supports then are so far away from they can't do anything. It's so broken.
Yeah, looks like the sun has gone away, so I can go back to my original
I
form.
mean, it's basically teamfight disruption is all it is. It's not like it kills them. It's more like if both teams are perfectly coordinated, it's really valuable.
Yeah,
If you're playing a
exactly.
pub,
Who knows?
Are they
Who
even
knows
gonna
where
be
the
there?
people are behind? Yeah.
The thing is that the Dark Willow toolkit is like it's almost good if you just cast it already in the general direction of where the enemy is, but it also has upside for other reasons too, right? Like again, you know with something like Terras, you can herd them into a place that you want.
Yes.
You can cut off the supports from joining the fight. Like there's a lot of other things you can do, but just like on its very basic like use, if you're using it just to run away or disengage or stop a fight, it just has so many uses. It's like always good spells with upside for this hero.
And
It's-
combined with the E, the stun, you can actually time it perfectly to like AoE stun an entire team. It can be like almost like a ravage if used correctly.
I suppose because the Terra is like 4
Do
seconds.
you guys know about the stop thing, by the way?
Yeah, if you press H, then you don't get feared. Apparently,
Yeah, you don't
Trent
move-
was
you don't
talking
move.
about it earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
don't move. So, but that said, I believe we
Pretty cool.
do have a draft: Vici versus Secret. Our final game here for the group stage of the Captain's Draft 4 Minor, presented by Events DC. Let's jump in and see what these teams have got.
I was just reading the bottom of the screen. It said Shanomad under investigation 4. And then I didn't read it. It stopped. Holy crap, what did they find?
You're never gonna know. Check the ultra
Sabotaging
checker.
EG's PCs, man. That's all.
All right,
Keep
and
it down, you.
kind of big cures. A lot of supports this game. We got Bane.
Oh, yeah. Lich, Lion.
Yeah, maybe not that many. I guess there's a lot of cores at the bottom half, but still AA, Lich, Lion, CM, Bane.
Venge.
Ooh, the Lycan has made it in, though. Well, that's one of the
Okay.
heroes that we talked about on the opening panel. I don't think we've seen him in a draft here on this stream. yet.
Hype. The two heroes I'm looking at now, Tusk and Spirit Breaker. In my opinion, the two best heroes in Captain's Draft.
Shadow Fiend's in there
Definitely
too.
high
There's,
up there.
there's a lot of really good characters, actually.
I think the most important thing is getting a hero that can initiate and give vision in one kind of combo. And I think Tusk.
Spirit Breaker in a nutshell. Right?
Yeah.
So are you saying that's good for Captain's Draft just because that's more rare? Like it's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
always for
When
sure?
you have such a limited pool of heroes,
Mhm.
just being able to tick a few boxes with one hero, being able to roam, being able to control the map, it adds a lot. Right.
Yeah, I think you get that cheesy Huskar out of the way immediately.
And the
There's a-
Lycan, so there you go.
Like people have been talking about.
Yeah,
There's a lot of 4 options this game. I think that'll be kind of interesting. I think Tusk. I would expect maybe Tusk to get banned or probably a very high value pickup. But then that leaves a lot of options still. You have the Naga, which we've seen. You have the Kunkka as well, which Ladin plays quite a bit. So
5 seconds remaining.
We saw him, I think, in potential for the last game, but I wanted to ask Purge about Enigma right now, and if you think he's got some potential in Captain's Draft.
He's okay. He's basically an offlane hero. You can kind of go between offlane denying range creeps and jungling the camp, but it's very predictable, I feel like. And he's also not very good at defending himself in lane because you don't like you basically have to use Malefist. It's mana expensive. They can probably kill your Eidolons for golden experience. So if they have like a good trial lane or good gap close, like, he can't really defend himself very well. So it's kind of like a very situational thing.
yeah,
I
think
believe.
maybe you could last pick it in a situation where
Yeah,
you don't have a
something
lot
like
of
that.
disables and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It could be
Yeah,
very
if you
effective.
can read the lanes and maybe have a decent lane matchup, if you think they'll aggro try.
The
He
la-
doesn't even like beat anybody. It's more like he's kind of like
He's like an oh
Lich
shit.
that's vulnerable is
Okay.
how I describe him. But if you can have a good laning stage and get greedy enough to get your Midas into your late game items, yeah, he's amazing. But it's hard to get to that part.
Oh, I didn't even see the
10
Kunkka there at the top
seconds
left.
remaining.
He's kind of snuck in. He's
Yeah.
definitely a hero that's kind of
5
tapered off a little
seconds
bit
remaining.
recently.
3 strength hero bans. He
Well,
was banned last game, I believe.
If you look at, did you see the mid one Rapier?
I
Kunkka
haven't
was
seen it.
banned last game by Mineski.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team Secret do play it as a core and a support, so it might be like one of them versatile
something
picks.
both teams will want. The Tide is also pretty interesting. There doesn't seem to be this pool seems to be pretty light on like good safe laners, like or traditional safe laners, probably like a Luna or a Sven. But Tide usually does well against most of these heroes unless you have someone who has like mixed magical damage or perhaps a Slark or something like that.
You might do some.
I would expect Bat to be pretty high value in this pool as well.
Dire team back.
And, well, good call, Jack. That's Bat Rider ban.
Faceless Void is a hero that stands out for me now. Some AoE control. There's a lot of ranged DPSers in the pool, like Sniper is there. He's kind of a last pick in Captain's Draft, or even maybe third or fourth pick that can really destroy you.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have that gap
remaining.
closer, if you don't have
Yeah.
that way to deal with the sniper, he's definitely a hero that you need to take care
Yeah,
of.
I would definitely wait until I know what the enemy core is, because there's some matchups
VG are
I
very
just.
happy
Turn
either
to
getting
battle.
Tusk or Bane here, so it is going to be Tusk banned, and now I think you have kind of a choice. I think you either ban the Kunkka or the Bane. I think VG are very happy taking whatever's left of those two.
A little bit
Start
Spirit
things
Breaker.
off. It's a possibility as well.
Tusk going to be that
10
third ban for
seconds
Vici,
remaining.
so getting limited.
5
You know,
seconds
Bristleback's a
remaining.
hero I haven't seen in years.
We were talking about that before. Midas mode, he was untouched. I think
Yeah.
completely unpicked, just
Well,
ignored.
what's
He
wrong
got, he
with
got
him?
randomed.
Okay, he got random.
Some
That's-
team had to play him once.
And I'm pretty sure he's stumped.
I think he did do
Yeah.
well that game, yeah.
I mean, he's still that snowball hero. If he gets off to the good start, there's this weird peak in the mid game where it just seems like he's got a permanent double damage rune, and then you get break, and he just takes a nosedive and falls off.
Ooh,
Okay,
man,
we're talking
all
about
right.
Naga being the hero.
All right.
Stand up, hero.
All right,
Keep it
Shane,
down,
I'm starting
Kevin.
to- I'm starting to believe you. First pick is pretty significant.
Took it last game. They got to take one of the fours, I think, at this spot. So
So, well, you got Spirit
it
Breakers.
was either this Kunkka or possibly
So
Spirit
what were we
Breaker.
saying? Naga Shadow Fiend was the really scary duo. Maybe that's something Vici are hoping for. May
5 seconds
pressure
remaining.
Secret into grabbing their mid first yet again.
It also allows you to pick the Void super late in the draft if you want it. You can angle for like a fifth pick for Void. You know, they're not going to pick it into the Naga.
Wait, oh,
VVC.
oh, because they could just song after
Yeah,
Chrono.
exactly. Yeah. So like they counter quite a few like of these big heroes. Counters the Medusa as well. Medusa ultis, you just song and walk away.
Yeah, it's definitely a scary thing to look at. You basically have to know that, oh, I need to beat whatever she's weak at. She doesn't give damage, or. But how do you compete against that? I guess. I mean, she's still strong and friendly. She has high armor. I guess disable is one good way, but kind of a curious first pick.
Interesting to see Lion.
I really like Puppy's 5 Spirit Breaker. I think he does very, very well on it.
Yeah, he does usually. I could definitely see Lion
10
plus Spirit Breaker. It'd be fun to
seconds
see like Yaps or Lion.
Lion's another one of those heroes. Again, if you talk about like an
5
axe, where like a
seconds
lot of teams
remaining.
don't value very highly, but you see where you see Puppy take it fairly consistently, or at least I would say more than other teams. I don't know if we have the numbers to back this up, but I feel like this is something that, you know, even back when he was playing with Pi and stuff, he would consistently take.
Oh, Shadow Fiend favoring the mid matchup.
Yeah, they'll deny pick it.
I think it makes a lot of sense. It's been very effective. The builds are fairly flexible. Pretty much every Shadow Fiend performance today has been a little different item-wise. Lion obviously will work great against killing Naga illusions
10
between Hex and
seconds
Mana
remaining.
Drain, so
Lion's got a lot of buffs recently as well. His talents have improved.
5 seconds
His
remaining.
his Hex is no longer dispellable, which is the big one for me. The,
That's true.
the Lotus Orb late game just destroyed him, right?
Mhm.
And he sort of blink in initiation. There was a lot of counterplay available, and now even Aeon Disc, it's Lion is the counter to Aeon Disc or Eon Disc or whatever you want to call it.
I wonder
That's
if you
true.
have to take the Queen of Pain here, but then, well, there's going to be help
Well,
for the Shadow Fiend.
The old
If they don't-
sniper here.
If they don't, I think mid becomes limited. They could also run something like a Legion mid.
Do you not think Sniper is a decent, like, you stay far back, you just
Dire
shrapnel.
team pick.
You know, you can play like that, and you can combo it with a Void later. Void.
yeah, you definitely await it. It's too early to pick Sniper in my opinion. A Void is a nice combo though, as with Naga Siren. So they get the teamfight control, they can stop their opponent's teamfight control, and they have good damage combos. So I guess their damage is a bit weak right now.
10 seconds
As far as
Between Naga, A, Void, but
support combos with Void, it's either like
5
Skyrath is a little
seconds
bit better than AA, but he's the only one. It's like so much magical burst that allows for solo pickoffs with Void, and it's global. So it kind of enables Void to do a lot more without much help. So the rest of the course could be a bit greedier.
I think the only negative thing about Void though is that SF can easily still one-shot him with Yules. It's one of the solutions against the hero obviously, since he just backtracks damage. If you just Yules ulti combo him, then you can
Yeah.
actually kill him reliably. So I guess a lot of this, I'm thinking back to like how Vici played Shadow Fiend before. Like if the game just goes less good for the Shadow Fiend in the early game, everything's gonna get very different. So I feel like maybe one of the keys to playing against SF is just gank him a couple times, delay his game so that he can't just go crazy. And then that buys your cores enough time to buy the BKBs they need or whatever other Yule solutions.
Venge.
This would be a little bit funky, but there is that classic Ancient Apparition Venomancer combo available that Vici could consider.
Yeah, it works pretty well.
Veno could be all right here.
I'm looking at Team Secret's draft though. They're gonna have this Venge core.
10
It's
seconds
gonna have
remaining.
high levels of the swap. The Faceless Void isn't gonna feel that
5
impactful.
seconds remaining.
The Shadow Fiend's gonna do insane amounts of damage. They can do the
Mhm.
blink into Jewel. Well, like Shadow Fiend blinks in on top of the Jewel. Requiem, they have Line Finger for Jewel.
Yeah.
It's so much damage, right?
Right.
Physical and magical.
I think they grab Legion Venge those because they want to have Naga solutions. They want to be able to find Naga and kill her, which is either going to be like a swap stun or like a swap into Hex or a Blink Duel. Because as long as Naga's shut down, they should be able to win the rest of the fight.
But the reason I like the Venge core as well, the same counter, like the AoE on the Song of Siren is actually quite low now,
Mhm.
and the high levels of swap, you can swap someone TPing away, no problem. You don't have to swap the Naga, let her TP away, you know.
Especially if she's a support, then her levels will be a bit lower than normal. And they've got great right-click damage between Venge and Shadow Fiend, lots of minus armor there, and damage
Oh,
boosts. So
and it also stops the sniper pick, which is like Venge core is one of the better
true.
cores against sniper.
yeah, I played against that recently. It felt really simple. Okay,
Ooh, the
and
Medusa.
it's good because their opponents have a lot of synergy between like minus armor. Medusa's mana shield works really good against minus armor builds, although they can still put her out of position pretty easily. So I could see her still have some issues here.
You
But
know,
I think it's a good frontliner basically to allow them time to set up either like Chronos or Songs.
if Team Secret either
5
go for like a
seconds
Lich or maybe swap the Venge to a support and go for Sven and go for a high armor hero.
I thought they were gonna go for if not the Quap, like then like a Viper or maybe an OD or something. I think there's a lot of danger right now in this draft.
No damage.
Vici's what is still OD? Okay, Vici's draft is very ult dependent, and it's like in between. I'm glad it's not a safe lane Void or a core. It's an offlaner instead, because with the ult dependency of their lineup, there's a
10
lot of
seconds
timings in
remaining.
between for a Secret to. It's like when their ults are down, you lose Roche, you can't take fights, you can't hold
5
towers. If you
seconds remaining.
lose a fight with ult, or if it happens near your base, they can just basically just steamroll down the lane. There's nothing you can do about it. So that was a
Yeah.
danger that they had to avoid with their selections.
Okay, so I'd never usually recommend this, but safe lane sniper is god tier. Right, he's good against OD. OD can never get close to him. So Medusa, he outranges the ulti, he outranges the split shot.
I think you're making a pretty good point. Yeah, it could definitely work. for
This
them.
is Captain's draft. It is very unusual.
And they have a lot of team fight space creators for him too. Like Lion, LC, and Venge all have a lot of peel, a lot of good like sniper
Yeah.
gonna sit in the back
They're
line, and they don't
fast.
have
I
a
think
lot
Venge
of
is going to
easy
be
ways
their
to
core
get to.
actually. Oh, there it
Yeah.
is.
Okay, the
Choose
sniper.
That's definitely a good call. I think Venge could have worked, but Sniper is certainly great. I definitely agree with your point there. Like they just have so much stuff going on in the front, and I thought Vici's OD pick was great because they can do things like banish whoever gets dueled, or if somebody gets swapped, maybe they can save that person more capably. But
Yep.
just let the Venge do the swapping, let the Legion do the dueling, let Shadowfiend get up there with a BKB, and then Sniper just gets an easy game from the back.
I feel like whenever I'm watching whoever has Young 11, there's a lot of pressure on him. If he has a god tier Void game, I think Vici can do this. But if he can't find those Chronos, this will be really tough. I think Jack's point is spot on. They have to fight around these ultimates. That can either be a blessing or a curse, depending on how the execution goes. But Young 11 has a lot to prove here.
Yeah, for me, the name of the game is find mid one. Get the sniper. They need to like get these blink daggers up on Young 11. I don't know. Lan M has a song to initiate onto the sniper. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? You know what I-
Their draft is real weird.
They don't have
on
great
Vici's
gank
side.
options though. These aren't heroes that you usually pair with to gank well. And Secret, I think, is going to play this very fast. I mean, with
Yeah.
the sniper is just one of his strengths is he comes to these early game fights as the 4th or 5th hero out of vision very easily, and you can very quickly overwhelm people with those rotations. I think Secret has a way better draft, and I think this is almost like what we talked about before the game. I like Secret in this game.
Yeah. The Naga AA is kind of cute. You have cold feet in the net, but still tough supports to really dominate lanes with. You know, it's hard to rotate mid and put a lot of pressure on.
I think for Vici to win, they need to snowball really hard. The sniper needs to be super far behind. He needs to be like an item or two behind, actually.
They need to get Chronosphere kills every time it's up, and maybe
Yeah.
two.
All right. Well, this is it. Secret versus Vici, the final game of the Captain's Draft 4 by Events DC group stage. Let's jump in and check it out.
Thanks, Ziori. Secret vs. Vici Gaming, Sunsfan here with the Cinder win. Whose lineup do you like, buddy?
I think Secret's going to win this game pretty fast. I think it's the biggest outdraft of today, from my perspective. I look at this Vici draft and I just see it being super greedy. The playmaking potential is very limited. They're almost depend on the enemy team to be out of position to be able to combine their abilities the way I see it, but I'm ready to be surprised. I just think the laning stage for them has to go very well so that they can allow their greed to even come into play. Like the secret lineup has the potential of taking towers and pushing this game pretty early. Like they could take all the towers and get a like sub 20 Rosh on their Shadow Fiend and maybe just look to high ground, but we'll see. Let's see what Vici Gaming can get out of their lanes first. If they have a good start, could work, but I'm a big believer in Secret's lineup in this game.
Look at this.
Oh, what's he doing?
Look, it's like shivering.
Yeah,
It's like, oh God.
he's in DC.
This is a great set, by the way.
Yeah,
It's Dota Cinema.
yeah.
You're paid to say that it's good. Anywho, this is, as everybody has said, the last game of the day for group stage to figure out who's playing who in the actual playoffs at the DC Armory tomorrow. Tickets still on sale, Cinder, believe it or not.
Yep.
You can buy them in person, actually. I didn't know that. It's pretty cool. You can do things in person and not online.
You didn't know that?
No, I order all my food online. People
yeah.
bring me food. I don't leave the house.
Yeah.
Getting on a plane is terrifying.
I
for
find
me.
that very easy to believe.
I know you do. You've seen my belly. I'm not in great shape. I go up one flight of stairs and it's a rough life I live. But anywho,
That's how you keep your weight in check, because you pass out from going up the stairs and then you're not hungry.
okay, sure. It's also
Okay.
it's also a sign of diabetes, but you know,
Ah, my bad.
not bad, bro.
My
Cinder, I
bad.
have diabetes. Not
But
bad.
also not bad.
All right, anyway. But Secret versus Vici, these laning stages, I know you like Secret overall in this game based on
Yeah.
draft, and I'm assuming that means the laning stage as well, for sure.
Yes, I think this this early laning stage for Vici, they have to play Naga and AA together and get something serious done here. They're actually going to open up on Ace Bong. I don't think this is a kill. Go harass.
A lot of damage to the Chilling Touch. Here's the impale from
Lion TV.
Yapsor, keeping Lan M on his toes.
Oh, nobody has a salve in the secret lane, so Ace is going to be floating.
All right,
on
Vici
low
gave him
health
one
for
the
them.
lane. Is that what you're trying to say?
Nah, not really.
Nah.
They're going to be floating low health on the Shadow Fiend for a while, so he has to play a little bit cautious, but if he gets a couple of CS, he'll be good to go. Meanwhile, of course, this rotation, or rather this aggro tri-lane for Vici Gaming. First of all, I feel like aggro tri-lanes have not been that successful as of late. They just don't feel as good when you run them. Like, you often tend to get a bit under-leveled. The enemy safe lane team can just not play 3 heroes there. You get Ace a bit of a head start, get him off to get some souls, and then you leave. And then you play 2 and 3. If you don't die, you out-level your opponent. You just pull, get that advantage, and go pressure elsewhere. So I don't think Vici can stay 3 here. And the other downside for that is obviously Fatsa will have a great offlane in this game on his LC.
Yeah, what I was looking at LC. I'm like, this hero just seems amazing. Even though it's a support Naga, it seems just an amazing hero against Naga. You press the attack off any ensnares. You overwhelming odds illusions if that was a carry, but it's not.
Yeah.
Pretty cool pick that they. I don't know if they saw that coming, Vici Gaming, since it is captain's draft, but looking forward to seeing if Fada can snowball on this hero this game, because it's kind of feels like one of those heroes that either you don't get any dual damage the first 30 minutes, or you just completely stomp.
This is not the best duel game, but the other spells are good.
Yeah, the Astral Prison is going to be
Astral
basically
and
the biggest.
Song are good counters. And even Chronosphere can be used pretty well because you obviously keep yourself in place, so you set up to get chronoed.
But that brings up a point. Like, how important are duels this game?
Not really important. I don't even think Secret are thinking of Legion Commander as an initiator anyway. They want to start the fights with Swap or with Alliance Stun if possible with a Blink, and then obviously it's an option for them to have with Legion, but I don't think they primarily picked it to fill that role.
Oh, Vici, they get the cold feet off. Looks like Shadowfield's going to be at rooted perhaps here, but a lot of damage being applied to Young 11 as well. Who will die first is the question. Puppy draws first blood on Young 11, so both carries dead, but Secret get the better of that engagement. Fenrir now on the run. Another cold feet coming out, but Puppy gets the magic missile and one more impale will spell the doom of that ancient apparition. Void has come back. I mean, Void is just... I mean, we've seen this hero in Tri-Lanes before as well. Not super strong.
No. And this lane is only going to get harder. Like,
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend in the early laning stage is super weak in lanes like this. The moment Ace gets level 3, I think Vici can't stay in this lane anymore, realistically. Like, the Shadow Razors are going to hurt way too hard. When they try to go on him, if they don't blow him up, he'll get 2 kills on the supports. And his level 3 is just about in at this point. Just 1 more CS should do it, or 2.
Yeah, that's a twofer with 3 in your lane.
And the other thing to keep in mind is that we have a really good matchup for Sniper. Like, there's actually no hero Vici can put mid that Sniper doesn't beat. He beats OD. He does very well against Medusa. I feel like that's also Sniper favorite matchup by a little bit. And he definitely beats the Void. So it's like, they will have a great time on the Sniper, who has only good core matchups this game, in my opinion. And
Yeah, it's a
obviously
great
the
pick.
Legion is doing well. So I think Vici Gaming, from their perspective, this might be the best laning they could do. But they're still losing the lanes. Not by a lot, but from my perspective, their lineup has to somehow find a way to win the lanes. It's just hard to see it right now.
Puppy level 2. Gonna come back to that bottom lane. I believe Shadowfiend, yeah, Ace is now 3. We'll see if
Line is 3 as well. They have so much damage and stun.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even realize that. Yapsor, very high level for himself. Here's the
Lion's
Impale Magic Missile. Not the greatest of layering, but it still might be enough to actually get the kill. Double raise does it. Young 11 turning on Yapsor now. No Impale for another 4 seconds. I don't think he's going to do enough damage here. Has to time walk out back towards his tier 1. And another Magic Missile. Puppy just making sure he knows that he still has that skill available to use. I'm a Magic Missiler. So what is do they just need to abandon this lane? Or
I don't think
roam
they can
around?
play the lane anymore. I think they did what they can. And now the goal for them should be to rotate their Naga and AA together with a smoke and see if they can get a pick on the Sniper or if they can get a kill on the Legion. The Legion is really hard for them to kill, by the way. Their lane is really bad at killing Legion. Like, you purge off the net, you purge off Cold Feet, and you just run.
Yeah.
AA, or the OD, rather, has level 1 Astral. It's difficult to see that play, but we'll see. Now, Vici Gaming are still choosing to stay as 3 down here. I think if they get caught by a stun, they just die. Any hero, even the Void, will just die in a stun.
Well, they start off with a net, but there's the Magic Missile to follow. Impale as well.
Oh, nice sticks.
Actually,
Got a
Colby's
lot
going
of
to be there, and
sticks.
Shadowfiend will drop here. So Lan M
Oh, very nice.
looking to turn this around as well now to Yapsor. Trying to create enough space, but here comes the Shrapnel mid-1. Able to get 1 kill. Could be another on Faceless Void. Nicely done. Another Shrapnel into an Assassinate. It's going to be close. Fenrir getting quite low. Puppy has Howl. Is that enough damage? Yes, it is.
Well, they forced a rotation. That went better for Vici than I thought it would. They got the sniper down
Shadowfiend back where he belongs. Into the mid lane.
Yeah, so now this is unfavorable for him, obviously. He's playing a level 3 against level 5, but somebody has to take the empty lane, and this is the best thing overall for the team until a sniper readjusts his laning. But now that he TP'd down here, kind of has to stay. Great play from Lanham there. He soaked all the damage, had a lot of charges on his wand, and kind of baited Secret to take that fight. Also made sure he couldn't get double raised by Ace. He just ran straight in for him, so he could only hit the short raise. And all of that, I think Vici more or less played that situation perfectly, but the rotation from Sniper just put a stop to their efforts pretty quickly.
Well, Medusa in the mid lane, 28-7 versus the Sniper, who's originally there, 38-12. So Sniper definitely getting the better of that engagement. But considering how things are going in the laning stage, that's okay for Vici, I would assume.
I don't think you can really expect it to go better than this.
Yeah.
The question, once again, is if it had to.
The good news
We'll
is
see.
Paparazzi is getting complete free farm now in this
Yeah.
in this top lane.
Oh, it's
Magic
dead.
Missile, Assassinate's coming. Can they layer it? Indeed they can. No
They
time
didn't.
walk for you.
They didn't even need the Hex there. Damn. He used it in the end, but I think Void was dead anyway.
I think part of it, we've been over the mental game here, Cinderin. It's a mental thing.
It feels better to kill a
A
fish.
fish doesn't feel human. You're not ruining anyone's life. Well, Ori level 6 will be going for the phase boots. I mean, are you expecting any different builds than we're used to seeing on any of these core heroes for each respective team? Because we've seen kind of a variation of sorts for Medusa in the past, I want to say 6 months, where you don't always go for the stat build based on who you're playing against. But I would assume it's fine this game.
No, I think it's pretty straightforward. I think the Shadowfiend will also go for the Yule's build this game. They have the Sniper and Legion Commander to do some physical damage too, so they can get a nice mixture of damage types. On the Dire side, if anything, I think the Void goes full utility, which I don't know how common is anymore. But I would like to see Young 11 get a Blink Dagger in this game. They need someone to find those perfect engagements and always be in the position that they need. They have 2 heroes that deal a lot of damage in Chrono, but have very limited mobility and very limited defensive capability. I mean, I'm saying that it's a Medusa and an OD, right? There's Astral and the Medusa has Mana Shield, but they're just immobile and they can't really respond to getting aggressed on in the same way as you would like. For example, if you had like a Queen of Pain, was way more mobile and faster bursts in the Chrono. They need extraordinary Chronos, is what I'm getting at here, in order for these slower heroes to be able to deal the damage they need.
A lot of pressure on that Faceless Void for sure.
So treads into Blink, I would like. He can get an optional Vlad's. I think if he goes the Mask of Madness build with Maelstrom, their line is too greedy and they're going to lose. then they're not going to find any fight, I think. We'll see.
Feels like Vici Gaming knows that this is happening right now. Fenrir, he might end up being the sacrifice, but we'll have to wait and see. Here comes Young 11 in the bot lane. Chronosphere is going to be on one. Looks like a TP's coming in to that very same Chronosphere. Fata looks to be dead. Paparazzi takes it for himself. Here comes the Earth Spike. Faceless Void gets Magic Missile now. Secret might have kind of overextended here potentially. These Young 11, they feel very confident diving this tower. Another TP coming into play. Looks like Yapsor will fall to Paparazzi's right click. Those Arcane Orbs, that's a lot of damage for this.
This is a bit disconnected from Secret
OD.
here.
And now they have to back knowing that mid one is here.
Very glad to see the skill build from Young 11, by the way. I think it's almost always the best to build Void with Max and Time Walk. I've seen a lot of players be greedy and go for the stun. It's just, like, this spell is, for me, is the bread and butter of the hero in the early game. Having Time Walk on low cooldowns, huge difference maker. It allows you to play aggressively and then knowing that 5 seconds later you can actually disengage again. If you're playing, let's say he was 204 build and he leaps in, he's committed. He's going to die if anyone counterplays him. Like this, he has options. Would like to see a value point in Dilation sometime soon. I don't think he should go 404. Even 412 would be fine, and then Max Bash after is totally okay. Dilation is a really good value point in general.
Yeah, for sure. How is it this game specifically, though? What do we have?
It's pretty good against a hero like Venge. She has fairly low cooldown spells. Her
Yeah.
first two are like 10 seconds each. Lion's stun is 12.
Raises, I guess.
Raises,
Kind
great
of.
against Shadow Fiend. It messes with him a lot. Just getting slowed on Shadow Fiend sucks in general. We'll be seeing a drum build-up actually from Ace.
Wait, how does that work
drum
with
to use, yeah.
the 3 raises count as 3
Individual
spells? Oh, that's really good then. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite good. Now, Puppy level 5 in this bot lane. At what point do we see Secret start to aggress a little bit? We're going to see Sanity's Eclipse at the top lane. Fata.
Crisp.
He gets quite low. He's going to be burnt to a crisp if he's not careful.
It's gonna be fun.
And Yaps are here for support. Will be enough to save his life at the very least. Still this ward here showing every rotation coming in.
Legion has a pretty good base int. Just good stat gains in general and good base stats. So with the raindrop, did not get killed off by OD. Even with 18 int stolen, he did not die to that Sanities. Most regular offlane heroes, if you would call it that, would die in that situation. But Legion has that bit of extra tankability, and it's understandable that Paparazzi isn't taking that into account. It's not the most common matchup to play OD into Legion. It's pretty rare.
And we yet to see a duel either. But like you said, not
It's
really
hard
the
to
name
do
of the
this.
game this time around, just because of the counters in place.
This is I'm pretty. This is looking pretty good for Vici Gaming, to be honest with you. Like they got through the first 11 minutes without losing a tower, while doing fine in their lanes. All 3 of their cores have farm. They're even going to go Midas, it looks like, on Void, so feeling very comfortable with their position and being able to scale. And if this goes late, I have pretty high hopes for Vici Gaming. Their late game potential is extremely strong. If Sniper's under control for them, then the Medusa and the OD both should be able to shine.
Under attack.
So, good enough, I would say. Maybe better. Yeah, once again, better than expected, actually. They're breaking even.
You seem surprised that they're afloat at the moment.
Not that they're afloat.
I think
I thought they would be losing
The
at this
first
point.
thing you said was, I think Secret's going to win this right away.
Yeah, I think they're good. I thought they were going to win it pretty fast, but
I
right
mean,
now,
I
Vici Gamer are doing
I think
it.
the panel agreed with you for sure.
doing a
Young
good
11
job. This is
takes
good.
the rune and gets out of dodge. Very cheeky move from him. As, like you said, the Midas, I mean, he can just buy it right now. Is he saving for something else now?
Might be considering his options. He's had the gold for the Midas for a while, so considering he hasn't bought it, I don't know if he's thinking Maelstrom or if he's thinking Blink. He's keeping his options open. Maybe he forgot his gold.
Well, Ori with the
All
Mask
right,
of
he
Madness
forgot
now.
his gold. All right. Cool.
Maybe he was asking permission from the team.
I don't think Young 11 asks permission from anyone.
Yeah, maybe not. Oh, Yapsor. There's still a path here from earlier where Legion Commander was eating some trees. You see them growing back now. And Sniper, mid 1, has the Mask of Madness. I assume is going to get a Hurricane Pike. I mean, has the Wraith Band. So is this typically the time that you would see the Hurricane Pike? Or are we going to see something slightly different this time around, considering it's maybe not the most usual draft?
If Sniper feels comfortable in the game, I like not going that even the... Oh, hang on. Bottom lane. Nice, fine. I like it when Sniper can go Mask of Madness into a damage item. So straight Maelstrom, for example. It ramps up his farm a lot faster than having to stop in between for that Force Staff or the Pike. But In this game, I don't know if he feels like he needs the pike. It's very nice against Naga, obviously, to get push away from the ensnare. He can maybe counterplay Void. Speaking of Void, Void is super
we have the
dead.
swap.
Oh, actually
Oh,
banished.
it's going to be enough. The Astral just in time. No dual damage for Fata. Looks like they probably would get the kill with the overwhelming odds at the very least. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Boom.
Fata going to dodge that Ice Blast, but here comes the Naga Siren. Ultimate coming into play. Paparazzi very low on mana, though. Sandy's Eclipse is there, technically speaking. He gets ensnared, does Yapsor. Puppey has Magic Missile, keeping OD in
Middle tower is under attack.
from a distance at least. And Yapsor plus Fata will be able to get away safely, it looks like. And Yapsor going straight for Blink, as we would expect any Yapsor hero.
So that was a Song and Duel expended, and Secret got a kill, but not the dual damage. They're probably pretty happy with that still. They got a kill on a core, didn't lose anyone. Song is a very long cooldown, so gives them more play potential now in the coming 2 minutes.
Yeah, Mystic Snake is one of the more infuriating spells in the game. If I might make a list of most infuriating spells in the game. I think that would make top 10, I'm pretty sure.
It's pretty annoying.
Probably
It's very satisfying
buffed
to
too.
use.
Yeah,
It's
well,
so
of
satisfying to cast a spell and gain something from it. You know,
well,
like
it's
you
not
actually
only
get
that, but
mana.
you know your opponent really
Mental
hates
damage.
you. Exactly. There we go. Maybe we can-
Exactly.
Maybe we can.
Lots of mental damage.
Maybe we can patent that, coin that phrase.
Mental damage?
Yeah.
I can't
mental
take credit for
damage.
that, but I can't remember where I heard it.
Mental damage. Mid one. Going straight for the Daedalus, it seems. I was not expecting straight Daedalus, not gonna lie.
I thought he was going to go Maelstrom.
Yeah, Maelstrom would be the more typical ramp up kind of deal. He does have that level 10 talent though, right? Or it's level 15 now, 40 attack speed.
He went
which is
CDR.
quite nice.
I think
Who's
most
the
snipers
smoking?
go the damage
Oh,
attack speed combo.
Mid one.
But Shrapnel is a great spell, obviously, so CDR is also good. It reduces the cooldown of Mask of Madness. That's also very nice. I think mid one has the right idea here to not go for step. I like this. I just don't know if, like, just mathematically, if Daedalus is the better choice than something else.
Radiant's top tower
but-
is under attack.
It's pretty
Only
solid.
time will tell.
He's expecting to be able to stand behind and just dish out
Yes.
the damage, so he's just looking for the best bang for his buck, right?
Yep, for sure. And basically the only catch is Song and Chrono, or Void in general, I suppose. OD takes an Assassinate to the back of the head as Secret amalgamates in this tier 1 tower top.
Yeah, they haven't taken a tower yet. 16 minutes with SF. Well, now mid tower got denied, so now they got their first one, and the top tower is soon to fall. So they're going to get 2 in a row here. Shadowfiend is not joining the play, apparently. He's farming his Shadow Blade. Don't see that often nowadays on Shadowfiend, actually, but obviously a good item as part of the right-click build, so he will not be going the caster SF that I thought he would this game.
This is the pub build, man. This
I think
goes back to
Yules is the pub build.
this goes back to Dota 1, Cinder. I don't know if you know what Dota 1 was. But
I never heard of it.
it was a good game with a very limited engine, but Shadowblade, otherwise known as Lothar's, was a great item.
Lothar's Edge back in the day.
Nobody knew how to counter it, you see. There was no Dust of Appearance back then, you see.
I don't remember when
Just
Dust was
centuries.
introduced, actually.
It was after I was started playing. 'cause it
Gem
wasn't-
is an old item.
Gem,
is
I believe. I mean, Smoke is relative. I mean, pretty
Smoke
new
was 6
overall.
point something.
Well,
Might have
every-
even been 6.0.
a lot of things were 6 points. That's like 80% of Dota. We're gonna see a
that's
duel here onto
Dead Void.
Faceless
They have to
Void.
flicker.
They do. Oh, he's barely gonna get the damage. 10 damage goes the way of Fata. That was a weird, overwhelming odds. Magic Missile now applied to Naga Siren. Puppey being super aggressive again. Still has swap
actually
available.
nice.
He's gonna use it onto Ori. Yapsor trying to drain some mana. Fata, of course, doesn't have the duel to work with. Puppey's gonna get destroyed on the backside. Lan not gonna die, but they're not gonna die to the assassin. But the overwhelming odds is there.
Okay, so Puppey's aggression does give them a trade, but it's a support for a support. You get the Naga, but no key cooldowns expended from either team except the swap is still going to be ready again when he respawns. Nothing too much to write home about. Vici Gaming are still going to take this opportunity to just look to siege bottom. Just quickly get to work on this tower. I'm wondering if Sniper should have actually gone Diffusal this game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's obviously hard to use the active on Sniper.
And what's
but
the range on Diffusal?
It's pretty short. I can't remember what exactly. Well, pretty short is obviously
Relative to Sniper's
relative to Sniper's
range.
range is pretty short. It's just I think just for the purpose of killing Medusa, it's the best item he can buy per gold, but that is only against Medusa. I think the item is nice against Void too, just because his mana pool is very low and he's a very mana-dependent hero. So I think Diffusal could have been a nice choice.
He wants to initiate. There is a sentry close by.
Oh, that is not a good
jumps
blink.
right into a smoke, I believe.
It worked out.
Now he's on
Shadowblade. I didn't Requiem.
Yeah, he had Shadowblade. It was about to run out, so I didn't want to risk it. There's a sentry here, though, showing this Observer ward for Secret, and now they know. Now Vici knows that there's a sentry there.
Yeah, they're not going to proceed here. They can't push.
I mean, we have yet to see the Requiem come into play, but Ace, he's going to be super happy with how things are going. I mean, Medusa right now, top of the net worth as far as Vici is concerned, but you got Sniper and Shadow Fiend, second and third, followed closely by. So Sniper, the Chrysalis is now in his inventory. We're on Daedalus watch officially. Faceless Void with the Blink Dagger, of course, has the Ultra Initiation possibility. If you go Blink Dagger, do you still go Time Walk cast range at 20? Probably still, right?
I think he does in this game because he doesn't need to.
Because he has to be the initiator.
I think Blink Ags is very good this game.
Yeah, Ags is always
Optional
good.
Vlad's along the way. Vlad's is actually really nice because there's minus armor on the Radiant. I think getting that extra armor for his Medusa and his OD is very valuable.
True.
Could get a Solar Crest on Naga after this Spirit Vessel as well. We didn't talk about OD's item build, by the way. There's a couple of peculiar things. First of all, I went Ring of Aquila, which is not that common on OD. It in the past was very common, but lately I
thought
think
he
it's
was going
fallen
to
out
turn
of
that
favor.
into a Hurricane Pike. That's probably why he just changed his mind, maybe?
I don't think so. I think he built it early.
Okay.
And then he just went BKB, straight up, which is more unusual. You usually see Force Staff into Pike, into Blink, and then BKB.
Yeah.
But a very defensive approach here. He's scared of just all this magic burst from Secret in the fights. And obviously you always need to remember when it comes to this BKB choice, this lesson I feel like every core learns at some point. It's like BKB feels so nice to have. It's like, oh, I can just fight. But if nothing happens, you're effectively hemorrhaging gold every minute because it's super inefficient for what you pay.
And
Fenrir.
Finger? No, no need.
No nade.
Save that cooldown, Yapzor.
Yep.
That's a good choice.
It's a pretty long cooldown, level 1, 160.
So
So
11 now.
Paparazzi with this item build actually can't even sustain his aura. Like, he ran out of mana. This feels even worse. He's actually losing so much farm on buying this BKB right now. Considering he was in the safe lane and had a free start in the game, his farm should have been higher than this.
It's fine. He's got a mana pop, bro.
Yeah, well, let's see if he gets a
Just
proc.
got a proc?
He didn't get a proc. He
It's all
TP'd.
good. Oh, looks like we had a duel, but the Song there to counter. And as long as one of these two heroes are there, it's going to be hard to get any of these off for
Oh,
Fada.
close call on the swap there. Puppy was almost finding him with Wave of Terror. Find Young 11. Vici are just kind of playing keep away.
Yes, they are.
Farming,
Just delaying.
buying time.
Is there smoke here? Doesn't look like it. Young 11 mighty sing another creep. The Daedalus is now online.
Yeah, Sniper's
For
gonna be
Ace.
really hard. This
They have
is
to find a way to find
nothing
the
to scoff
Chronosphere
at.
onto Shadow Fiend. Ace is just dead. 100%. Paparazzi. He gets a couple Essence shifts there. Or Essence Aura procs, my
Yeah.
friend. He got it.
And he stole some int, so now he might be able to sustain his mana because he stole 8 ints. Oh, some procs in a row.
Just cross the river, hit the enemy 3 times, and you
Correct
have
me if
enough
I'm
mana.
wrong, this is one of the few spells in Dota that's still true random, right? You know this stuff, Shannon.
That one I don't know.
I think Essence Aura is true random, but I could be wrong. I'm almost positive that it was at least toward, even if it's pseudo-random now, it was true random for a long time compared to like crits and bashes and stuff.
I'll tell you something even more interesting.
All right.
It's not actually that interesting.
All right. As expected.
This build from OD, you know what you're susceptible to? A very unique mechanic.
Physical damage.
No.
You can't banish yourself in BKB.
No. All right, you're not going to guess it. It's Shadow Fiend getting a Silver Edge if he ever does that. He'll disable Essence Aura, and then you can't regain mana. You see? Easy peasy. Countered.
Yeah.
Or you can just buy an int item, then you're fine.
Like,
Then you counter the counter. You see
it's
what
kind
I'm
of
doing?
worrying that you even get that idea. It shows you have a really, really bad mindset about the game to even think about that.
Well, it's more.
No, it's-
you were talking about him getting Shadow Blades
know,
kind of
it's a
on. I'm
creative
like,
solution.
Like,
It's good to
is
think
there
creative.
Is there a Silver Edge
It's good to be creative.
play here? And I'm
It's
like,
good to
not
be
really,
creative
but
and
I'll
get
mention
ideas
this
like
really
that.
bad one so Cinnamon gets mad at me.
This is just your creativity did not bring much with it this time.
Okay, I'll try better next time. Oh my God, Fenrir. Oh, is that? I don't think that's gonna be enough. He's gonna live through the day, and mid one might be in trouble here. Nice
Oh,
swap. He's gonna
nice
dodge
timing.
the Sandy's Eclipse as a result. Vanishes there as well. OD getting dueled. It's gonna be very close, and Fada finally gets the damage for himself. Mid one just feels like he's always getting targeted. Will finally get dropped. It's a 2 for 1. Now Yapster with the sheep. Doesn't have Blink Dagger or anything like that, so he's resigned to his death. Only loses about 100 gold. So 2 for 2. Great swap from Puppy. Although Sniper ends up dying anyway.
SF didn't manage to join the fight in time. He was in the back, shadow bladed, wanted to wreck him, and he was like, he was not in the right position to even make a play, so Ace just went and cleared up a wave, did a bit of damage to the tier 2 top, and then left. This should be a top tier 1 for Vici Gaming. What was expended? They used Eclipse, they still have Chrono, they used Stone Gaze. Damn, this Medusa is just so far. Really, really far. Ori is going to keep racking up the gold. They're thinking about duel.
They're going to go on duel with the Blade Mail, but of course, Lanham's Song is there to counter. Will they be able to turn this around? They're just going to hightail out.
For Chrono. Else I think they would have fought, actually.
They will hightail out of there. Spirit Vessel online.
He does have it now. He tread swapped.
What are we talking about?
Avoid having Chrono mounted.
Oh, okay. He just needs to stand next to OD and it's going to be fine.
Yeah, actually, he could just cast a couple of time walks. It's
Yeah,
really low
doesn't
on.
OD have a... He has a talent to increase the percentage. What level is that? It's
Yeah,
level 15.
You always take 40%.
Not this game.
I guess.
Not this game, buddy.
You buy a Windlace and take the other one.
Yeah, you can always buy those items to increase your move
It's a
speed.
pretty good drum hero, to be honest, the OD. I like the build up on that hero quite a bit. No, I don't play it myself.
I mean, it's too late to go that now,
it
though,
makes,
right?
Yeah, for sure. But it makes a lot of sense as the first item on OD. Drum or Force Staff.
Oh,
is
Fodder.
generally
They
the
actually are
first.
going to get a duel here. Much needed damage for him. 38 online. That's what happens when there's no Naga or OD. Those pesky counters to that Legion commander. And they're going to pound upon that tier 1 bottom as OD gets shrizzled by mid 1.
Holy.
He does. So it's insane. I mean, he doesn't really have attack speed without the Mask of Madness activated, but still does a ton of damage. There's a swap. Still
Sorry,
rooted,
I'm
though.
out of position, Yapsor. I'm just going to swap you into the bad position. I didn't even have a blink on Yap.
They have a great relationship. I'm sure they can.
I mean, that was 100% a kill for Vici if they wanted to use Chrono, but they don't want a Chrono support.
I think until you get Ags or something like that, you can't. You have to think really.
Oh, he's going.
Every Chrono is
Did
very
you say he's
important.
going Lincolns?
OD?
No, the Void is going Lincolns.
Oh yeah.
So it's more of a defensive approach. I think it's good if he puts it on one of his other cores. Ideally, he shouldn't need to use it on himself. He just needs to be in the back line, get a blink Chrono in the right time, or just engage the fight like that, and then put the Lincolns on someone else. Because honestly, apart from a Chrono, his is pretty worthless right now. He's Chrono and Dilation. He doesn't have any damage.
Oh, who do you link? Like, who are you afraid of being swapped? OD can technically banish himself. Medusa can just Stone Gaze if he doesn't get stun locked.
I think the best thing to Lincoln in this game is the duel, if you can.
Well, I'm saying what hero specific. So it would be Medusa in that case, right? Or OD.
That he would Lincoln.
Yeah, just to stop the duel.
It really depends on the situation. I just think one of the cores.
Very unselfish play.
Yeah, we'll see if that's what he does. Obviously, this gives him more confidence to split push because now he knows he can't get dueled while he's split pushing when he gets the Lincolns. But there's quite a few breaks on Secret, right? They can Mana Drain, Hex, Impale, Bench Stun, Swap. More than enough. And they just got themselves a free Roche.
They have an idea. The song is up, but the Aegis is gone. They're actually going to use it anyway.
Oh, they're stacked up with 2.
We'll
That's a free
see.
Chrono. That's 2 kills.
Chrono on 2, and that's the 2 most important heroes to take down. The BKB is popped. We'll see if it actually matters. Nice swap from Puppy, keeping Ace alive. But Sniper, or Legion Commander, I should say, and Vengeful Spirit drop to the deck. Nice Reckoning of Souls on the sidelines, though. Stone Gaze is popped by Ori. Pressuring mid one with that Scotty, keeping him at bay, kiting him. Doesn't really have anything to work with as far as mobility is concerned. That's going to be the Aegis, just like that. And they're going to completely surround him. Yapsor and Ace really trying to do stuff here. Mid one pops the BKB. Astral Prism keeping his teammate alive. Fender just gets destroyed. Mid one, though, will finally find his way to the grave. As Sanity's Eclipse, plus a couple right clicks, will take down the Shadow Fiend finally. So that's the Aegis. That's literally right after a Roche fight, and they lose it.
It's pretty good for Vici Gaming. That was a good song from Lanham. Considering that they just lost the... Oh, Yap. Being cute there with a blink. Okay. Considering that they just lost the Roche when ideally they wanted to fight for that Roche.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good outcome, that they get rid of the Aegis and get 4 kills when Secret kind of just pulled one on them. They got that Roche for free by... I think they identified that Vici Gaming were a bit too clumped at bottom with the ward that they have around the shrine. They saw Vici's movement down there and just went in for it. But Lanham, just on the way out, got a couple. if those two heroes weren't stacked next to each other, like imagine he only gets one in the song, or even if he gets two in the song and they're not close together so they can't chrono like that,
Yeah.
that could have been pretty good for Secret. Like if he chronos one guy and the guy gets swapped, who knows what happens. But
Yeah, they have that one save. They just don't have another. I mean, they have the press the attack for other means.
yeah, but
but
he was
it's-
also in the chrono. So.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough to actually save anybody, in theory, in situations
It's
like
like
that.
Shadow Blade for Fontaine. He's doing pretty well this game.
Okay, he's got the mobility. Will he turn it to a Silver Edge to disable Essence Orb? Is the question.
Highly doubt.
Don't stop
Silver
believing.
Edge, the split shot of Medusa.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good sometimes.
That's pretty good, especially once you hit 25 and have the split shot using modifiers.
Yeah.
To Scotty going to work, but he's working on pure damage himself with that Daedalus, and we'll see where he goes from there. How important is evasion this game for each?
Yeah, I was
respective team?
thinking that
was
too.
gonna
I was
say,
thinking
like,
he
Butterfly
might
would be
buy
great,
Butter.
or even if you can somehow, at some point in the game, get a halberd on Young 11. If you can get in range of sniper.
Yeah, that would be good. I like the axe though. First off, I think he should have bought it before Lincoln's, but we'll see how useful this Lincoln's gets.
All right, Ace, 9-second BKB. He's going towards. He's actually going Ags himself. It's a little strange with this build.
Oh, he just got out in time. If they go to spot it in there, this could have been an easy chrono.
Oh, did they just dust? Yeah, they just dust. Thinking somebody was invisible.
So this is a tricky situation for Secret, right? Like they. Oh yeah, why is he getting hit by this?
Oh, Fada's going to start this fight onto Lan An. Assassination's going to be there, but nope. Astral Prism keeping him alive. He's going to get swapped at the last moment, so no dual damage will be awarded to anybody this time. Paparazzi, very easy kill on Puppy, who essentially sacrificed himself along with Yapsor. So 2 supports dead. Fada, he's going to be living through this engagement. Oh boy, Ace.
If he catches sniper, this is Rax, I think. He just sunk.
They're going to
gonna
focus
go on
onto Shadow. Okay, onto the sniper. Oh, Odie's actually inside of the Chronosphere. That's not exactly what was planned, but they're going to get the kill nonetheless. BKB popped by Ace. He gets ensnared, though. Do they have the vision?
They do from ensnare.
Afterwards, the Sanity's Eclipse. They don't need vision. He's in the area. Let's get that big AoE spell. And this is a tier 2 tower, if not more. 60 seconds with no Shadow Friend. Landing with the Spirit Vessel, so he's going to get... Well, who's cutting the wave here? Is this, yeah,
The guy who is dying.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh!
Oh, that Shadow Blade. Oh, that Shadow Blade.
Uh,
You'll be fine, Fata. You're good.
he still doesn't have any mana. He's actually stuck.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's stuck.
One wand charge. Just pop it.
Radiant's middle
Well, he still needs to wait a bit. He's gonna get some int back or wait for the mana regions to be done.
Oh, he dropped the
Blade
blade mail
now for
and,
mana.
and wanded.
There you go.
There we go.
Got some int back.
Yeah, this
Actually,
is,
them going for that LC kill, I think was cost them a bit of time. I don't know if the creep wave could have been here any faster than this. Maybe not. But generally, you want to start hitting these objectives as soon as possible instead of chasing a kill, even if it's a core like that. But I think they didn't have a wave, so.
Ori is very low on mana.
attack.
He is so farmed.
I mean, we talked about how it wasn't too important for LC to get dual damage necessarily, but we've seen a lot of fights start with LC duels that just get completely countered.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think they can start a fight like that Secret. They have to. It's tricky, right? Because there's these 2 counters to duel. There's Astral and there's Song. And if he duels one of them, that's great. But then the other one needs to be kept in check. He dueled the Naga there, which I think can be a really good fight opener for them. But they just need anyone to stop the OD blink. And that fight is probably Secret's. Like, I like the idea of opening like that. But Yapsor has to blink hex the OD. And then I see that fight going very well for Team Secret. But that time around, didn't manage to find that opening. And you need to remember that Secret chose that fight as well, right? Like they want to go in because if they just sit around and wait, even though they have sniper, this Medusa will be taking.
Oh, he's going to go. Oh, the force. My God, that reaction time. Are you serious? Jeez.
He wouldn't have died anyway, I think.
Oh, either way, that's impressive.
Still
I'm
nice.
impressed. As a 32-year-old male, I am really impressed by
Very
that play.
important that you're male.
Either way, the 32-year-old is probably more important.
Females aren't that impressed
once you
by
hit like 20,
quick 4 staffs.
or once I hit 20, I felt like an old man. You know, imagine how I feel now. I feel like I should be put in a retirement home.
Yeah,
Does that feel accurate to you?
should have done that a couple years.
Thanks. Ace, what do you think about this Ags?
Um,
I feel like that's.
I don't know
It's
if that's the
interesting.
right approach. And I think the real problem right now is that he's just struggling to get into the fights properly. But I don't think he can buy like a Blink Dagger and be good. Maybe I think he needs to choose between two routes. One is this like more spell-based now, where he already has Drum Shadow Blade, or he commits to the physical damage and gets a damage item, and he runs in the backline and tries to like two-shot the AA with a Daedalus or something. Yeah. I think in this game it might actually be better to go the damage route, because you see how the fights are going. Vici Gaming are like controlling 1 or 2 cores, so the last core kind of needs to be able to kill stuff, so that they can respond at least. So I don't. I just think it's a tough spot. Like, you can criticize almost any item he would buy in this position. You'd be like, there's something else that's better.
No,
depending
it's
on
a tough spot for sure. I mean, I feel like
He's changing it. He's going butter.
yeah, I was gonna say butterfly, like evasion of any kind, because if you're stuck in Chronosphere, it's not like you can get if somebody else has a halberd maybe on the outside. Maybe that's something you could look into, but just more defensive perhaps. But then, like you said, they're not really. I mean, your damage is sniper at this point. He is going Hurricane Pike, so we'll be finishing that up shortly. Need to have quick fingers to get out of that Chronosphere. It's gonna be a tough one. All right, this is an interesting question. Level 25 for Void. Most people, I think, take 25% backtrack.
Yeah.
But this game, I think he might go AoE.
I think backtrack's still better.
Still better.
The tricky thing about the Chronosphere AoE is that
It could hurt you as well.
it's not only that. It's just like generally, it may sound weird because it's like if you think of how a fight is structured and how heroes are placed relative to each other, it's generally the cores that will maybe go in together, and then if they're too close to each other, you chrono them, and the supports are in the back, or there's 1 or 2 cores going in, and then you hit them with a regular chrono. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not that common that this extra chrono AoE will actually net you another target. What it might do sometimes is if you're playing against multiple ranged cores that can like spread out in a shape of some sort, like it's kind of getting a bit like next level now almost, and maybe can be good.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
He killed 2 heroes by hitting creeps. Holy jeez.
Yeah, that's
Split shot
That's the
using
swoops
modifiers. Very strong level 25
so
talent.
they dueled Medusa with Blade Mail on, and Shadow Fiend used a 46 soul. I don't know. Oh, never mind. He didn't get X. 36 soul Requiem. And they attacked him, and he almost lost his mana.
Almost lost his mana.
He still had like.
They needed Lion there to,
And then he found
to
a
mana
regenerate.
drain. Much faster.
They know that
Much
hero in that
faster.
play. And this is a dead Venge.
Yeah, Puppy is in all likelihood dead as well, but mid one, oh boy.
Yeah,
All right, we have the song.
Oh, he's bottom. I'm coming,
They
team.
could
He's
probably
starting to
still
cross
do this.
now.
Ori doesn't have his ultimate, of course. We'll see if mid one can finish anybody off. Land, I'm getting quite low. Paparazzi not able to do damage because of that BKB, as mid one's going to destroy the OD, able to save himself temporarily with the Astral. Puppy not timing the Howl correctly, but don't think that would have been a kill anyway. So Secret just falling apart at the seams in this game.
Late
And
game,
this
dire
OD
lineup
just looks almost impossible to kill right now. I mean, your best case scenario is just Sniper is somehow, they forget he's on your team, or the other team, and he just sits there auto-attacking for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
How long has this Ag's been online for Young 11? You just get it?
No, he had it for a while.
Okay.
I think he's had it for like
So what is
3,
it,
4, or
60-second
5
cooldown now?
Yeah.
Does it add? Okay.
Fenrir got killed in mid by Fata, trying to prevent Fata, I guess, from cutting the wave. I'm not sure. Or he was making his way down there for some reason. Well, he got picked off, so they got the tower only. No Rex here. I actually thought Vici were going to get a lane from this. But they're going to get 2 tier 2s by the looks of it. Nice little pick from Fata. Buys some time for his team.
Roshan is available to take, of course.
This Medusa's horrible.
Vici's lineup's not exactly the best Roshan lineup, though. Nothing
That's
compared to Secret. In fact, they could potentially even just steal Rosh
Still,
real quick.
this Dusa can take Roshan solo. It's Assault Cuirass and...
I mean, this is
Master Madness.
100% needed to come back in this game. Aegis Chiefs.
Yeah, they have to make this play.
Vici?
I think Secret is one of the best teams in the world at this, by the way. They're very good at sneaking them. Identifying
I
when
would
it's
say
possible.
any Eternal Envy team would be good at this, too.
They
They're
just do
also
it.
good
They
at-
just do it enough times that sometimes it works.
Play the numbers game, man. It's all good.
I mean,
You're saying percentile, percentage-wise,
So
Secret's the best.
the reason I really
Or
like this
VG.
this kind of play is that it shows the team understands what position they're in. Like, this is a clear desperation move from Secret this time around. Like, they know this game is falling apart, and if they give this Aegis away, they just lose. So they go for a risky play that could just lose them the game, but it's better than not trying this play and losing anyway. So I really like that they pulled that move.
At
the
what
first,
point-
The first Roach they got as well this game was also pretty nice. They just barely got clipped on the way out by the Song.
Fenrir finds him. Oh boy. Cold Feet, Song. They're going to turn it off here in a second as the Cold Feet is
He
applied.
can actually blink now.
Oh, interesting choice. And he gets away. So anticlimactic there, but good for Secret fans. Of course.
Let's smoke, gang. Well played.
Great timing.
Yeah.
So Halberd is on Fata. How many BKBs do we have? They have to get the BKBs off beforehand, of course. So Medusa can be Halberd at any time, as long as there's not a Lincoln Sphere applied from Void.
Yep.
Which, has he been doing that? I haven't been paying attention.
Oh, quick reaction from Fata in mid.
Great, I'm glad I saw it. Thanks for hyping. Oh! Got it.
I love how many times you clicked your mouse.
Oh.
Oh, Chrono's up again in 50.
Yes,
That's
it's
the
not-
really nice thing about having Agus on Voice, that you know the risk is there. It's
Exactly.
like, if he reacts fast, it's not the end of the world. You just go again in 40 seconds.
Are scanning.
The timing window here for Secret is very minor. They're not really going to even try to do anything.
Oh, ancient farming. So Cheese online, of course, and Sniper with the Aegis for another 3 minutes, it looks like.
Yeah, Secret definitely want to use this.
Now, the question, do you save, like, at one point do you not save for buyback if you're Secret?
I think you
or
don't
do
save
always?
for buyback now.
You just buy out whatever you can.
Well, it
If
depends.
it's a full item.
Yeah, I think so. If Mid-One had the money for Butter now, I think he should buy it.
Yeah.
If that's what he thinks is the best item here. Because it's like, you're not... I don't think you're going to lose a fight with a Sniper and then buy back, and then it's going to turn the game around. But what turns the game is if you get a good jump and you have the damage to actually kill a core.
Right.
Looks like Vici Gaming are interested in aggressing into Cheese and Aegis, so they're feeling very confident. Or it's arguably maybe a little bit of the opposite as well, that they want to be the ones making the move just so Secret don't get the jump on them. And then even if this is a trading fight where they lose a core or two and Secret lose an Aegis and a Cheese, then they're okay with that as long as they're fighting on Secret's half of the map, because then Secret can't make it over and get an objective with the Aegis that they managed to claim for themselves.
Top shrine.
By the way, have you ever seen the 7 split shot target ever picked up?
I think I've seen it once.
Was it awful? I mean, in theory, it's great if you don't have a Scotty.
It's like it's just tricky, right? Because you get that against illusion heroes, right? But then you would rather have split shot uses modifiers and get a Mjolnir.
Right, yeah.
'Cause that
Exactly.
still deals more damage. I don't really think that's... It's hard to justify that is
Oh,
ever
Yapsor's
better.
going to jump in on Fenrir. See if they can take him out. Young Eleven's going to bail, so Fenrir looks to be a sacrifice. Oh, I see a Chronosphere to swap. Mid one. Right, that's 40 or that's 60 seconds with no Chronosphere right now. Young 11 trying to TP out, but there's Yapsor with the cancel.
Quick react.
Lincoln Sphere was applied, but it's not going to be enough to save his life. So that's a dead Void for 85 seconds. Does have buyback. They're going to find Fenrir and midway. All right. Well, he does some damage, I suppose. Another minute and a half on this Aegis. They really need to capitalize on this time window.
Yeah, they don't have good waves, though. They went
Oh,
for this
yeah.
play into their wards. They smoked in and looked for kills in their wards, but Vici Gaming is taking good care of pushing out all lanes, so they can't really get any structural damage. It's still nice to get a core kill, of course, and at this point I think Secret should just be happy to gain on the map. And I believe they will get the mid-tier 2, at least, eventually from this push, but don't see them taking any tier 3 or even racks.
Mid one. What's the level 25s for this guy? Oh, yeah. It's kind of a weird one. 125 attack range as if you need that. Attack from Fountain, I guess, if you're getting thrown.
6 shrapnel charge is so good.
Yeah, I don't see why you
absolutely
wouldn't
crazy.
take that in most, in
Like
like
9
95%
shrapnels, you
of
can
the cases.
plaster. You can actually cover like a, I don't know. You know the area Monkey King's ulti is when you get the Monkey King bigger AoE
Yep.
talent? You can cover like twice of that with 9 shrapnels. It's like ridiculous.
So 3 screens worth is what you're trying to say. Oh,
so
mid.
many
Oh my
Oh,
god.
okay. Oh, wait, so who piked who?
I'm not
so
sure.
mid one. Wait,
oh,
what?
there's one pike down here.
I thought they both piked each other.
Maybe.
But he couldn't attack
Oh,
with the
boy.
Dusa.
Oh my god, there's 10 seconds left in the Aegis. If they can time this, it's going to be a little bit difficult. We'll see. Mid one gets swapped up. Puppy taking a lot of damage. Here comes the Chronosphere onto 2. Aegis
his
is now
teammates.
gone. Yeah, one of them is his teammates. Not exactly as planned. Ancient Apparition getting dueled. Not going to be enough to actually take him out quite yet. Duel damage finally goes the way of that LC, but the sniper is dead. Ace gets up a beautiful Requiem of Souls, but he's surrounded by enemies. Pops the cheese. BKB still activated, but this is just way too much damage to speak of. 2 for 1.
Oh, that was not a good chrono, but it didn't matter. He chronoed the sniper, and then his 2 allies that were supposed to kill a sniper. He chronoed Medusa and OD with the sniper. So basically, it just like bought time for them to reposition a little bit. Still worked out. Not the greatest chrono. Still showing.
This is if Lanham gets this, my goodness.
Ags on Naga is game winning this game for sure.
Fata. Ooh.
Oh, he has the break with Halberd here. No duel yet. 5 seconds. Else he would have killed him.
Yeah, Young 11 working towards a BKB for himself now. And Vici Gaming has arrived at the high ground. So Shadow Fiend with buyback in 40, Sniper, nothing. So this is going to be the mid-racks giving up. Fortifications
It's
just
two
delaying
lanes if they don't buy back Shadow Fiend. I don't think Vici are going to back off. They have Chrono again.
How big of a concern is Shadow Fiend buying back with half the souls? Is that at this stage of the game? I mean, his Requiem is not going to be nearly
it's
as
not
good.
that big of a concern, but it's enough to do something.
Now we have a chase mid lane, it looks
Wait,
like. Fata.
I feel like this is the same thing again. Why is AA AA is being chased by Legion
You
in the
die
middle
for
of
your
the map?
cause. So they're going to give up 2 racks. Probably the correct play. And
They
Vici
don't go
Gaming.
for the range. Just take
Looks like Fata's still playing around with Fender here. They're just playing their own game of Dotes over here.
This is,
I mean, the longer this goes, like if people don't know, the Song of Siren with Ags heals percentage based.
yeah,
I
10%.
believe, is it 70%?
Yes.
Right, over those 7 seconds. So
10% of max health per second.
max health, yeah. So it's basically a jug ward on steroids.
They don't commit for that venge kill. They're very cautious here. I think that was a free kill. But Vici not
Playing
willing
it
to
safe.
give Secret any space, or any chance rather, to come back. This is going to be
Yeah, they're playing
Moon
discipline.
Shard by Ori. He is actually maxed out at this point.
That's not true. He can get Boots of Travel too. Come on now.
True that.
What else can he get? Can he replace anything?
You might want to replace... I don't know if you want to replace Pike. It's like... It's still a really good item at this point.
You can replace your boots for Aegis
Yes.
and Cheese, and then Refresher Shard.
Definitely a refresher to avoid this game.
I don't know, bro. Have you seen Double Gaze? She's twice as ugly. she's hideous. There's the... Oh, this is interesting. All right.
Yep.
Man, I love... Ag's heroes are the best, man. It's like every hero in the game.
So 8-second hard lockdown in which nobody deals damage to either target except
But the problem
ones
is
in the duel.
Astral still applies.
Yes.
Song of Siren does nothing now, though. So that's good
How
because
do
of
you
the BKB. If you get the duel off, the Song of Siren is not going to stop you from hitting the target at all.
Well, it sleeps the Legion. So they're just going to stand there.
No, Legion is BKB'd.
That is correct.
You literally just said that. You started the conversation.
Huh? No,
I like how you have
I
to
s-
process
no,
it
no.
because you just
No, no.
assume I'm wrong all
No,
the
no.
time.
So what I did say, what I said was that they only deal damage to each other, but don't take damage from anyone else.
Okay, so
But I
he also
think-
gets
so-
the free BKB.
The Legion Ags has been through like 3 or 4
Yes.
phases. There was one where they only took damage from each other, but both were still fully
Yes,
able to be locked down.
that's correct.
That's the old Ags and Legion.
So the only...
Now you also get BKB.
Yeah, so obviously Halberd would work before you use that, but the main counter is still going to be the Astral Imprisonment
Yes.
for that.
Astral
To
Sa-
Astral your teammate.
And the song is... I mean, it's still useful, right? Because you can heal the guy who's being dueled at least.
That's true.
So
That's
he
true.
can,
Yeah.
when he has the Ags, it has an effect anyway. And you are also like sleeping the rest of the team. Maybe you can set up to kill them. Uh-oh, speaking of sleep, we got ourselves a Shadow Fiend. They don't have detection on Nog. Oh, they have Dust. He's dead.
All right, we're going to have a big-ass
he took
Chronosphere.
the
He
big-ass
took it.
Chrono.
Get wrecked, Cinderin, as Ace.
Look at what he
Yeah,
used
that-
it for. He chronoed his whole team.
Hey, it's fine. It's all about style points, mental games going in through
That
the
was
rest of this
actually
tournament.
worse. That was flat out objectively worse to have the good chrono
All
there.
right, that's just a small sample size. That's one Chronosphere. Come on now.
Maybe he's going. Is there like some sort of stat with heroes chronoed, caught per chrono? He got 4
In our tournament, there is. Here comes the duel. There's the Astral again. It is 8 seconds of duel time, though. Mid one, taking some damage from that Void. He's dealing a lot more, though, in the Hurricane Pike. Oh, my God, Yapsor. Just destroying kids left and right. 2 for 1 right now. The swap keeping mid one alive a little bit longer, but he cannot look at that hideous snake any longer. Will fall to his grave. A 3 for 2 as Vici Gaming will go high ground again. Sniper will 100% have to buy back if they continue. But again, we've seen this every single time. But how much does it matter when there's a wave
There's a
up
wave
here?
top.
So
This time is not going to do as much.
is Sniper 25? Oh my God, he's so close to the 9 shrapnel charges.
Imagine if they stacked.
I know a lot of people who think they stack in pubs. In case you're, there's probably a good percentage of people watching now that don't know that actually. Because
You just put 9 shrapnels on top of each other. How much damage would that be if
I
it
mean,
stacked?
it
That'd be like 500 a second.
put it on top of Chronosphere, and
Yeah.
everybody dies, no matter how much HP you have.
Yeah, it's pretty good this game actually, because Void is going to chrono his whole team. And then you just shrapnel them. That's true.
If only it's stacked though. So what's the next item for Void, you think? Let's say he has infinite gold right now. You go, is Refresher something you think about? Do you go for actual damage at this point, maybe?
Maybe an E-Blade, so then he chronos, and then he can save his allies in chrono.
All right, mid one Souling Roche for now. Fought it with a double damage. Has 74 dual damage so far this game. I mean, he's
They're
definitely
actually getting it again. They're getting it again, man.
I mean, mid one hits like a truck, so can't be too surprised.
Just here.
That's the Refresher Shard. Are we going to see double duel? Are we going to see 10 shrapnel charges, perhaps? Oh, wait, does it double? It actually refreshes it, right? That's
What's that?
so it could be 18 shrapnel charges. It refreshes all of them, I think, right?
I don't know if it refreshes
I'm
all of
pretty
those.
sure
I
it
think
does. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
I like it on the Lion, though. I think this is the best hero they have for it. He has 2 Ags fingers now. Up, that's one of them. That was a creep
Yeah.
wave.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, does he actually even have mana to cast all his spells twice? He needs 900. He has 908 mana times 2. He can't cast all spells twice, but it's close.
Yeah, but he has this skill, so I think he'll be set.
Yeah,
It's not instant, but
it's
you know.
a bit hard in fights right now
Well-
to use mana drain.
Oh, look at this. What did he take, my friend?
Multi mana drain.
Yes, over 500 health. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Oh, why did
But
he
that's
take-
awesome.
Why did he take that?
That's awesome.
Does it work against Nagaluz now? Because I think it didn't at one point at least.
If you don't target it, it'll prioritize heroes. It should work
I
on
think
illusions
the
though now.
multi. I seem to remember the old multi mana drain talent from Lion on 25 not targeting illusions at all. That it only hits real heroes.
I don't think he's trying to counter the position 5 Naga right now.
I don't know.
I don't think that's the thing. Could be wrong though. I've been wrong before many a time.
Yeah.
Oh, Ori perhaps getting caught out. Fada
Many
jumps
times
in, not
today.
able to get the duel off though. Blade Mail is down. Ace looking for an opening, but and this is pretty scary stuff for Secret. They need to play this picture perfect to be able to.
It's scary stuff for both teams actually. Like when you get this late into the game, 50 minutes in, there's Refresher Shard, Aegis, and Cheese on the other team.
Who has the
Like this-
refresher shard? Is it?
I think
Is
it's
it
still
Lion?
Lion, right? Kept it. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like 10k gold lead against an Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard. If the team that's behind on gold makes the jump, they will actually often be favored.
Poor Shadow Fiend
So-
didn't even get the cheese from Sniper.
Fata needs to duel the OD. That would be really good for Secret here, I think.
Yeah. Then there's no counter other than the heal
The song,
from the song.
song heal or the chrono, right? The chrono would still actually he could chrono the Legion. if
That's
anyone
true.
wanted.
And his teammate, just to be able to
That
say he
will.
did that.
That's a given. That's why I'm not even saying it. That will definitely happen.
I mean, it's essentially a global chronosphere now. Any other? Did he take? No, he took the 125 attack range, by the way. So we're not going to be seeing the 9 shrapnels,
Just
unfortunately.
trying to just outrange the Medusa as much as possible. The OD.
Yep.
I think this is pretty rare, actually, that snipers choose this, but I kind of like it in this game, just because of what struggles he has. And now Legion is preparing for late game.
60-second Arcane Orb Int Steal.
And for that, yep.
I mean, both of these seem really good. 15% spell life steal doesn't sound like that much, but with OD, considering he's essentially just right-clicking with magic damage or pure damage.
And
for that,
also, if you get like half HP with OD and you use ulti, it will
Right.
heal you a lot.
yeah.
So it has some utility.
Oh boy, the Chronosphere is going to hit 2 just on the edge. Looks like Yapzor's going to find his way to the grave.
That's the biggest kill they can get.
And that's the gem dropping to the deck. He buys back into the game. A swap from Puppy. He's not going to keep him alive much longer. So that's 2 quick kills in favor of Vici. That's a double buyback as a result. Ace trying to get off the Reckoning of Souls onto 2. It's a pretty good one. In the meantime, we have a duel being applied to Ancient Apparition. That's going to be a freebie. As mid one, he is getting absolutely demolished. No buyback for him. 120 seconds on the deck. Let's see the Song of Siren go into play here, come into play. And Lanham is full HP as a result. And this is a dieback onto Puppy. So you have to think this is the beginning of the end for Secret in this group stage. Looks like they're going to be 3rd place in a group horse.
And
What-
that would mean they would be facing,
Most like, I mean, it's going to be Vici.
depending.
It's going to be Vici. I cannot
playing
picture a
Vici right
world.
now.
No, I know. I cannot picture a world
You mean EG?
where. Oh, it's going to be the opposite groups. I'm sorry. Yeah. I keep forgetting that. I made the rules and I forgot. I keep forgetting them. So that just shows my age again.
Terrible rules.
I know. Well, tier 3 tower down, and this is going to be mega creeps at the very least. And oh, okay.
So let's try to finish off on what we were actually saying.
Yes.
expectable for OG to pick Empire, which would mean Secret would be facing EG from Group B,
Most likely, yes.
if that is the choice.
That's a hype matchup. That is a hype matchup. Mega Creeps are officially there. Here comes the duel, and Fada is actually going to get this kill onto OD. That's a pretty big one, but did he buy back recently? I'm not sure. Haven't really kept
He has
track.
it.
Yeah, he still has buyback, 98 seconds. We'll have to do so. But OD's just going to buy back, and they're going to try to finish this game. Can't really blame Vici Gaming for this. He TP as close as he can. And Tier 4 tower number 1 is down. Look at this double mana drain. Delicious. Wonder what that tastes like. Chronosphere onto 1. And Medusa can't get in range because it's way too big. And Fata, this looks to be a dieback on its way. No duel for 15 seconds. Going to be close. Nope, he drops right in front of his fountain. 13 seconds for Sniper to come back in this game. Betty's wishing for that +6 shrapnel charge of the dot now. Ace pops the BKB, trying to run back to the fountain, but oh! Alright, gets the Shadow Blade off at the last moment. And the second Tier 4 tower is dead. Sniper. Oh, the Song of Siren, yeah, they're just going to finish it the old-fashioned way. Objective base gaming. Or he's dead. I don't think it matters, though. Just hit those racks. That's a lot of damage being done, though. Goodness gracious. Ori pops the ult. And eventually, Vici Gaming will take this game in 54 minutes. You hated their draft. Everybody hated their draft. Except for Trent. I know Trent liked it.
I thought it was too greedy. I didn't think it was going to work out this well for them, but they did the best laning that they could, and the laning went well in the start. Like, they broke even, which I think is more than what's expected, at least from my perspective of their lineup. And then when they get to this 15 to 20 minute stage and they're still doing well on farm on all 3 cores, eventually greedy lineups will obviously prevail if they have good farm. So I didn't think they would be able to keep up in the tempo of Secret, but they did. I think the key thing in this game is that they aggroed the Shadow Fiend and didn't let him get free farm. Because, like, let's imagine they don't contest and they just protect their OD in the safe lane and then Medusa in and they put the Void off lane. The Shadow Fiend would have been really farmed really fast. And he's the driving force behind Secret's ability to take towers. So shutting him down like this actually had a really huge impact. So great job by Vici Gaming. I'm very impressed with this win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
from them.
and now in the next hour, even though the stream's going to be off here soon, the top 2 teams will be picking their opponents, and that'll be interesting to see if anybody switches it up. But I think it's going to be probably what we expect.
Most likely, it will be Mineski picking Pain, and OG picking Empire, which would mean the remaining matchups would be Secret versus EG, and Vici Gaming versus
Cole.
Complexity. Yes.
Sounds like some hype matches. So with that, let's go. Are we going to commercial or are we going to panel?